All right. We're gonna do it live, as K5 James says.
F it, we're doing it live.
What is going on, Aztec Nation? This is the Sons of Montezuma podcast, and it's our first episode of 2024. Can you believe it? I don't know if I can. The year is already halfway over. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Of course, you know my handle is at Mateo San Diego on X, Twitter. You can find us at Sons of Monty on Instagram, of course, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. And of course, Facebook. Want to find us if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. YouTube, this is where you want to get into the chat. We thank all you guys for your support. Hit that like and subscribe button. It gets the algorithm all crazy. Gets it all crazy. K5 James, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
How are you doing? Man, it's good to get together and do one of these. It's been a little bit, man. When was our last one? Like around the bowl game or something like that? It's crazy. I mean, it was after.
We did our recruiting day special, which is like our big end of the year type of thing, right? The signing day.
I say bowl game like we made one this year, dude. I tuned it out.
Was it as blurry? Was the year as blurry as my background is right now?
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Well, we thank you guys for being on this ride with us. You know, it was a bit of a blur all last season, and now that we're in this position, you talk about AZTECFAST. This year has gone by AZTECFAST, and if you guys saw the little thumbnail, we're talking about an AZTECFAST summer. It's not quite summer yet. You go outside right now. It's cloudy, it's overcast. I'm down here in the hood in National City. It's always overcast down here, it seems like. But I can't wait for summer weather to get here. And the team is already doing their conditioning and all that good stuff right now. They just kind of started these last 2 weeks or whatever. And half year over. Football can't get here soon enough, though, man. You ready for this, James? You ready for this?
I'm I'm dying for some football. It's been hard to kind of pay attention to what's going on with this transfer portal stuff, man. There's so many guys coming and going. I kind of just like gave up, and I was like, I'll wait till fall camp and we'll see who's on the roster at fall camp, and then we'll talk about it. It's too hard to keep up with the comings and goings and everything that's going on at the Mesa.
Well, we got a lot to get into. It feels like maybe it should be a little bit of a dead period. It's the off season, right? We're not even exactly in summer yet, but the schedule, the comings and the goings of transfer portal guys to the returning guys to the NCAA settlement, and of course the EA Sports College Football are a few of the things we're going to get into in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you guys for joining once again. Okay, James, we're diehards. We make a yearly habit of traveling to these road games. We follow the Aztecs. Every single year we make a big roadie. This year, okay, we got some good road games, on the schedule as we take a look at the schedule. I know everybody's very excited. Like you said, can't wait for football season, right? So let's look at this schedule. Now, when I heard we were playing Texas A&M, I wasn't ready for that commerce. Part to hit me, but it's the opening game. They released the TV announcements on what channels all the games were going to be on, and of course, when you're playing these type of opening games, I think they're a FCS opponent. I don't even know if they're on that level or not, dude. But hasn't been picked up by TV yet, so that's a TBA. But I don't know anything about Texas A&M Commerce, bro. I'll just be real with you. I don't.
Yeah, I know zero about Texas A&M Commerce, so, and I'm sure the staff probably doesn't know a whole lot about them either. But it is what it is. You always want to start with an FCS game to kind of get the team, kind of work out some kinks as you're coming out, especially going to a whole new system. It'll be nice to kind of have a game they can get some live action against another opponent. You don't want to overlook these teams, of course. That goes without saying, but it's one they should really be able to work on some stuff and get a lot of guys in and see what happens. It'll be the debut of the AZTECFAST offense, so I'll be stoked to go, man. I don't care about the opponent because I go to watch the Aztecs play. So I'll be stoked. I'll be there. I'm sure we'll get there. Have they even announced the kickoff time for that game yet?
No. That's what
No.
one thing I saw on social media. Everybody was trying to guess when is the kickoff time. I mean, needless to say, I think that opening game, if it's at home, it's not on TV. FCS opponent. They've always been earlier kickoff times, right?
Yeah, if it's not on TV, it'll probably be like 5 or 5:30, something like that.
Hey, as long as you kind of beat the heat a little bit, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
The summers in San Diego, it's like it keeps getting later and later, right? It's like summer, that heat doesn't even kick in until you get to about end of July or something like that. Feels
Man, you're telling me, dude. I work out in the ocean, so every day, and like, where's the sun at, man? Where's this weather we're paying for to live in San Diego? It went from May gray right into June gloom, so every day we're out there, and it's so nasty out there.
So we're not going to spend too much time on Texas A&M. They are the Lions, and they actually have 2 claimed national titles, one in 72 and one in 2017. Of course, this is like NAIA in 72 and Division II in 2017. So, hey, that's legit, man. I mean, we've seen some Division II teams elevate themselves to the FBS ranks, but, I'm not going to pay that one too heavy in mind right now. So,
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Oregon State. September 7th, Oregon State. This is on a Saturday. This is the second game at home at Snapdragon Stadium. Now, we went to Corvallis last year, dude. We went to Corvallis last year. We made that trip. We had a great time. Stayed in Portland, saw everything we had to see. Went to the game, had a great experience. Got to catch up with some former Aztec football players who made the trip out there as well. But that was like, just such a frustrating game. Now with Oregon State, obviously not. Well, what are they? The Pac-2? Pac-2? Is that a thing?
The Pac-2, dude. Yeah, they're a team going through transition as well. They lost their coach, and they promoted from within, so the system shouldn't change all that much. But they lost a ton of players. They lost their running back. I think he went to Miami. I don't recall exactly what school he went to. But, they're a big question mark too. They've got a lot of upheaval and overturning of the rosters. So it's a winnable game. It's a game that should be a battle. It just depends on the Aztecs, man. If this offense is clicking right away, or, it depends on the adjustments of the team to the new program. So it'll be fun. And of course, we'll be there. It's a home game, so we'll be there. But
I mean, we're going to do deep dives when we get closer to that. But I mean, they lost quarterback, running back, right? The 2 stars of the offense. I mean, it's just like, who is this team? I'm sure they're looking at us.
Most of the offensive line, which was like the strength of that team last year. So yeah, it's going to be a whole new team. So there's no, last year won't really show us anything for either team coming into this year.
What's going on, Maria? I see SD Sports Fiend and Maria talking about the tailgate situation. Can't wait for those Sons of Monty tailgates. So that will be 2 home games to open the season. We're definitely going to be out there in full force with the tailgate situation. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, if you guys are there, we'll be there. So, hey, Oregon State, they're going to bring their fans. They have a great fan base, and they travel. A lot of them live down here in San Diego. If you guys ever been to Belching Beaver Brewery, that's definitely an Oregon State connection, right?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a ton of them down here already, so I'm sure it'll be a good crowd.
So payback, a little bit of payback would be good. Magic Zulu, the Oregon State game is going to be wild. My nephew is the running back for Oregon State, and my son is an Aztec. Oh boy, oh boy, Magic Zulu. Little family dilemma we got going on there. It's gonna be fun though. I feel like they've always looked at us in a certain way. We've always looked at them in a certain way. I remember that game. Should have had them. We had them on the ropes at home in the big Qualcomm Stadium, and it wasn't meant to be. So they're due. We got to beat them. They're due. They've been due. Okay, third game on the schedule. Just really quickly, we go through some of these games at Cal. Now, for me, I put our van, the Sons of Monty van. If you guys see it down there at the bottom, that signals that's going to be a road trip. Now, for me, I'm making that trip for sure. I don't know how you feeling, James. I mean,
I'm
it's interesting. It was interesting.
having made that trip. What was it like? Shoot, 8 years ago now, or something like that. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
The nightlife really wasn't much other than the fun we made with our group. So, like I told you when we were texting about it last week, I was like, if your brother and his wife go, I'll go because we'll figure out a way to have a good time. I mean, it's a good road trip. If you haven't gone, I'd recommend it. There's a lot of really good food around if you stay in Berkeley. A lot of really good food in the Berkeley area. That French restaurant, remember that the French breakfast there? Oh man, I still think about that food. But yeah, I mean, I may go. I'm kind of waffling on it. It's like 50-50 right now for me. I'm making that trip with you.
That's when you know you're not really playing like a top of the line, team when you're talking about the food and the French restaurant. And like, come on, man. What are we looking at when we compare the two teams? Actually, we got 4 wins each. If you look at Winsipedia, 4 wins for the Aztecs, 4 for Cal, which is kind of a shocker to me, right?
Okay. They've been bad. Like I think the year we played them was like their last pretty decent year.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been bad. Last year they 4 wins was actually an improvement last year. I wanted to say they actually looked kind of good in some games last year. So I mean, it's a team that they have plenty of talent. They're gonna have talent. It's just I don't know. I wouldn't chalk it in as a loss for sure, but it's a game. It's a winnable game.
We gotta beat these fools. Man. What are they? Where are they? Because they're not in the pack few. They're not in the pack few.
No, they're in the ACC, dude. It's crazy.
I don't even know what to say about that, man. I don't even know what to say about that. That's gonna be sweet if we could pull that one off. Because how terrible was that? All right, who do we got next, man? Is that a bye after that?
We got bye week.
Undefeated, stays undefeated.
Yeah.
Who do we got after that, James? Take it.
At Central Michigan, man. I considered making that trip, but there's just, I heard Detroit's like starting to like really blow up again. So it would be kind of cool to go hang out like Detroit and then make the trip to Central Michigan. But I'd rather not. It's not worth it for me to make the trip. I'd much rather do like what do you call it? A watch party or something like that. That'll be a lot more fun and a lot less money.
Guys, let us know in the comments. I know the chat is heated up, but let us know in the comments as far as watch parties go. Because here's the thing: like some of these games we're gonna travel to, some of these we're not gonna travel to. If you guys want a watch party for a certain game, like there's a lot of places that we could go. But Central Michigan, that's not a game I'm gonna make that road trip. So watch party might be in order for that, definitely. And not the Black Bear Diner in El Cajon. Not Magic Zoo. I like Black Bear Diner. I like it. Maybe not. Maybe not.
They have one in Yuma, man. It was all right, but breakfast food.
Cruise time or K5 James cruise time. Okay. What do we got next on the schedule really quickly? We got who is it?
It should be man.
There we go. Where'd you go?
You had it.
There you go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so back home against Hawaii, at Wyoming. Wyoming seems like that's gonna be the trip with our crew. They want to make that journey out to Laramie. Never been to Laramie, guys. I've been to Wyoming, but never been to Laramie.
I've never been to Wyoming. I've never been to Laramie. I did not really want to go on this trip, but I'm kind of getting peer pressured into it because the rest of the group is going, so I can't leave you guys hanging. So I'm probably gonna make it, and that'll likely be my big roadie this year.
That's usually how it goes, man. Once a couple people want to go, then it's like, all right, let's all go. Let's all, and that's a trip. I feel sorry for the team, right? How do you get to Laramie? You either charter or you really got to take a journey. Like I remember my pops telling me those trips he got snowed in Laramie a few times. Like it's just This is ideal though. October 12th, right? Saturday. They did announce the kickoff for that game in Wyoming, and it's a 1:30 kickoff, Mountain Time, 12:30 Pacific. So for all you that will be in San Diego, 12:30 kickoff. We'll be in Wyoming. We'll most likely be in Wyoming. I think that's gonna be a fun journey. Fly into Denver maybe, and then drive all our way up, and wrangle up some cows.
Part of the reason I want to go too is all the trash Wyoming fans talk about how they can drink everybody under the table. We'll find out that October 12th. We'll see how they hang.
Yeah, definitely not gonna stay in Laramie. I hear it's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
pretty nasty town.
Yeah, I think we're gonna stay in Denver, right, or something like that.
I would vote for Fort Collins,
okay.
just to piss off the Wyoming fans, because that's like their bronze boot rival, right? Like, hey man, we hung out in Fort Collins with those Rams. They treated us better than Wyoming. It's way more beautiful than Laramie. Way more beautiful than Laramie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So all you Colorado Aztecs, make sure you let us know. We'll be in your neck of the woods. So okay, then we got another bye, which is pretty interesting, right? 2 byes. That's at the halfway point of the season. Back home against Washington State, another packed few opponent, which is going to be very interesting. Washington State, I don't know much about the team yet to dive into it, but they're due. They are due as well. I remember last time we beat them, Ronnie Hillman ran all over them.
Oh yeah.
Gavin Escobar had an amazing game, and Ryan Lindley was captaining the offense. That's the last time I believe we played Washington State and beat them. So a little nostalgia. That'd be good to have them back home again and have a repeat performance.
Yeah, man, they were decent last year. I want to say they lost their quarterback though. I can't. I'm just kind of going off memory right now, off of stuff I've seen. So I'm sure their offense is going to be good. They still run that crazy leech-based offense, but we'll find out, man. We'll get into it as we get closer, and I'll do more research. And I haven't really paid attention to a whole lot of college football. I've been busy with real life lately, so.
Hey, don't admit that, dude. Never admit that on the pod. Hey, man, it's been a whirlwind of 2024. Okay.
Oh yeah.
After that, then we go to Boise. Now, this was one I was considering, but I don't think I'm going to make that trip. Come back at home against New Mexico. On the road to UNLV, we will definitely be making that run because anytime you play in Vegas, that's an easy enough road trip. It's going to be in November, right before the basketball tournament. There's going to be that big NIL basketball tournament. It's like the following week. So, man, who knows? I might just be out there for the whole week. We'll see.
Yeah, Vegas doesn't even really count as a roadie, man. That's basically like a home game almost. Like an hour flight for $80 or whatever it is.
Take it over. Okay. So, yeah, well. At Utah State the following week, end of November. Not going to happen.
No.
What was that, like Thanksgiving week? So, and then finish the season off at home against Air Force for, what is that, the second year in a row? I think it's the second year in a row. So, interesting. One thing I noticed, James, when we look at the schedule, the oil can stays in San Diego, baby. One more year, the oil can. Eat your heart out, Fresno, all you in the valley.
That's so weird, baby. I can't believe they didn't have us. San Jose State or Fresno State are not on our schedule. That's insane to me, dude.
I'm not complaining.
I like playing Air Force the last game of the season because by then those poor cadets are all beat up and doing their real life job and stuff. So they're pretty much ready for football season to be over by then usually.
We'll see about that. See about that. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
I'd rather play them at the end of the season than early in the season, bro. We played them last year early in the season and they put a beating on us.
All right, let's have a soft vintage fight song break. Give me 1 second.
Soft vintage.
Okay.
Where did you find
the internet, man? Interwebs are a heck of a place.
The internet is undefeated, dude.
Definitely. Okay, guys. So, need a little bit of that break, and I thank you guys all for joining the chat, joining the stream. As you guys notice, there are only two of us here in front of your faces. And, James, you are the Sons of Montezuma podcast originator. You started this thing back in, I want to say, 2017. We were drumming up excitement for the vote to get the stadium land. We were, telling everybody to get out there and educating them on the facts. And lo and behold, we're going to get an MLS team already. So everything worked out to fruition, how we hoped and dreamed. And, we had a really good core group of guys that helped us out. And still to this day, our support is firm and in place. But there is one missing ingredient to the screen of what you guys are seeing. And that is none other than, well, I like to call him the podcaster formerly known as Dirtball Dan, because he didn't like to be called that anymore. But we have a somewhat of a melancholy announcement, I guess you would say. But for those of you guys who are wondering where Dirtball Dan is, Dan has decided he kicked himself out of the podcast. He decided to step down. So I like that phrasing. Kicked himself out of the podcast.
Kicked himself out.
He decided to step down, and I like to say he entered the transfer portal, man. He entered the transfer portal. Like, so that's a little bit of a shocker with all the portal news, all the changing of the guards. It's a sad day because Dan is in the portal, guys. He's in the portal, man. So, when I think of Dan, so many great times over the years, talking football, talking trash, like just being able to speak his mind, and the great times on the road trips, and so many memories. And let's just all enjoy Dan for these memories.
It's like the Oscars when they put up the guys that died.
Look at that face, dude, just stirring the beer. Final Four. Oh my goodness. So many interviews and just, man. Nah, we're just playing with you guys, man. He did decide to step away. Throughout all this RIP Dirtball. The podcaster formerly known as Dirtball Dan is no more.
I think James is
doing flexing a little too much.
Wait, I gotta rewind that because I asked him a specific question. I asked him when we were being interviewed by Fox 5, what did he think of your performance there? What do you think of your performance?
How do you think James is doing? Flexing a little too much.
He said he's flexing a little too much. James is flexing a little.
Oh man, I guarantee you he's going to be coming back every now and then, dude. I understand why he's stepping away, but don't be surprised if he drops in every now and then still.
All love to Dan. He's a great friend of ours. Obviously, we're all day one guys. I mean, we were just hanging out at a big crawfish broil at his house the other day. So, I gotta say it though. I mean, it's a real thing, right? College football has gone through a lot of changes. The transfer portal, NIL. So it's a very different roster than what us Aztecs fans are used to seeing. Recruiting is totally different. If you guys know Dan, his thing was recruiting. Like, that was a big thing for him, and it still is. But this whole craziness it takes a toll, man. And if it's not really like on the first thing of your mind, like, I respect that. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I know you fans know what I'm talking about because it's been a wild and crazy last couple of years, especially at San Diego State, right?
Yeah. It was all of that, and he's got real life obligations that are, you know, his kids are getting that age, they're doing all kinds of activities and stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing is, you know, he's being a good dad, man, trying to take care of his kids. So, you know, it is what it is. But like I said, I guarantee you he's going to drop in every now and then. He can't help himself.
We'll see, guys. So if you guys hit him up on X or something, bust his balls a little bit, right? Bust his balls. Let him know. Let him know he needs to make an appearance every once in a while. AZTECFAST roster turnover. Absolutely. Dan in the portal. Woo. Anyways, guys. Okay, so talking about this AZTECFAST roster turnover. You know, before we even really get into the season, there's a lot of time. We got to go through the whole summer, all that good stuff. But James, I mean, when you look at the roster, who in your mind on this Aztecs roster would you say are like some of the, I would say to maybe top 5, just make it like a top 5 type of thing, like top 5 portal additions, guys that came in from other teams, or maybe even transferred in from the JUCO routes. You know, there's a lot of new names out there, and to be honest with you, a lot of them I still got to get to know. But in your mind, are there any that really stand out that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I like the way you put me on the spot like that, asking me my top 5. I don't even know all of them, man. There's been so much going on, so much upheaval. I would say, you know, Marquez Cooper is a big one.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
Back a guy with proven track record of performance in FBS is a big deal.
Now he's the Kent State. He's the Kent State Ball State transfer. Is that what it was?
Yeah, the running back. I'm trying to think of who else. The wide receiver from West Virginia, from Kent State. Gosh dang it, I can't remember his name. It's I'm drawing a blank, man. Like I said, thanks for putting me on the spot. But anyway, that guy, he's a big time athlete.
Come on, man. Are you talking about Jashawn Poke?
Yeah.
Is that how you say
it?
Yeah,
there you go. Okay. Yeah, I told you, man, I'm struggling.
Yeah, no. You know, obviously these are Kent State guys, and then they moved on, and now they're coming back to be with Coach, right? He's at West Virginia.
Yeah. It's like we're getting a MAC All-Star, kind of a MAC All-Star team. So yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm excited for all these new guys, man. I'm excited for the guys coming back from the program still. But you know,
I'll give you one. I mean, the obvious is the quarterback spots, right? AJ Duffy. That's got to be. I mean, we don't know who starters are. I don't think we know who starters are. No. But when you bring in somebody, right, with Southern California ties, I mean, that's a big one, man. That's a big one, especially at that quarterback spot. I know everybody is very excited to see the quarterbacks, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who are you guys saying in the chat?
Yeah, I'm not even I think whoever the quarterback is going to be much improved this year anyway. So I think just the way the offense is designed and built and ran, I think we're going to see much better quarterback play no matter who plays quarterback.
I'll give you one on the defensive side. Tano Latuli.
Oh, yeah.
A Cathedral Catholic kid, right? Goes to the Army. And now he's back home. Really well represented. Obviously, a hometown kid at that linebacker spot. So that's going to be exciting to see, man. That's going to be real exciting to see as far as transfers go. Okay, so you still got to get a little acclimated, James. What about returners, though? Because, you know, all the excitement of the new guys coming in. But what about the guys who, you know, made through all the changes? And the tough part was, like, even after spring ball, after the showcase, even after that, there was, you know, roster turnover. So a little tough. I see in the chat they're saying Owen Chambliss, 59 linebacker. Okay. Nimmo on defense from SD Sports Fiend. Like that. But what about the returning guys, man? Guys that we've really come to get to know their journey throughout the years, and now they may be getting an opportunity in this new look Aztecs team. I'll start you off with one. Offensive line Ross Masuli, boy.
Oh yeah,
That's a big one on that offensive line. It's good to see that he's still here and pushing forward in this AZTECFAST offense. Right? There was a lot of questions going on as far as the offensive linemen. Are they going to change their focus and recruiting a different type of guy? But having Mike Schmidt back, really, that's pretty awesome for the offensive line. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's a big one. You know who I'm kind of excited to see, and especially in this new defense, is Dominic Oliver. Switching to that edge position, I think that's kind of like tailor-made for him. So I'm excited to see how he progresses, and maybe if he finally gets a chance to like blossom like we all thought he was going to be coming in from high school. So that's a guy I'm kind of looking forward to see what he can do.
Okay, like that. Keenan Christian is one. I mean, 2 years ago, very explosive plays, big time touchdowns, and then you were kind of hoping it would translate another year, and obviously all the struggles the offense had last season. So that's going to be an interesting transition in this offense. I'm super glad that he returned, and of course some of our other NIL guys as well.
I think him in this offense could be pretty spicy, man. Get him in space. And this coach is good at getting guys in space. So, if he can't do it in this offense, man, I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited to see what he can do in this kind of more wide open, more sideline to sideline, more spread the field, basketball on grass kind of offense. I think that's right up his alley for his skill set.
So a lot of it is like really, it's almost like TBD. It's almost like TBD. I see Trey White's name in the chat. Yeah, young dude down there on the line. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. There's some young guys on the defensive line that got a lot of playing time last year, and I think they could make big leaps this year. So it's going to be fun to watch that defensive line progress.
Okay. All right, James. How are you feeling, man? You know I'm wearing this shirt for a reason.
Oh, man.
Shirt for a reason. Another good announcement that for those of you on the football side who haven't really been watching any of our basketball episodes, you definitely want to go back and check out some of our basketball episodes. It was a fun basketball year, and in the height and craziness of the Sweet 16 and all that good stuff, we were given an opportunity. So what do you think of that opportunity with Manscaped.com? What do you think about that, James?
Oh man, I mean, you can tell I'm a hairy individual, and I don't like to have hair everywhere for sure. So I've been using products from a competitor for a long time, and I finally got a chance to check out the Manscaped product, and I've been pretty pleased so far. It's definitely I haven't picked up my old product in a while. I've been using the Manscaped one lately. So yeah, it's definitely I like to give things a thorough evaluation before I give it the super thumbs up, but it's there. It's up there. It's super easy to clean. That's the big thing. If any of you guys listening are hairy like me, how it is trying to keep that thing clean all the time. But yeah, super easy to clean, super easy to charge. It's got that USB-C charging port, so it's great. I can just pull out my phone and plug it right in. It's awesome.
On the go. Yeah, on the go. You never know when you're gonna need to.
Yeah, you don't have to bring a special charge or anything if you take it with you when you travel.
Spring into action.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, I've been pleased with it so far. I've only used it like 3 or 4 times. I want to do like a full cycle, like use it for about 6 months or so, and then give like a really good breakdown of what I think of it. But yeah, so far it does a really good job. It doesn't leave razor bumps or anything like that. So, and I'm talking mostly my arms for all you sick-minded people listening. Mostly my arms and my back and stuff.
Yeah, you gotta get ready for the beach, man. Gotta get ready for the beach. So
Yeah.
right now, guys, you guys can save 20% off at manscaped.com and free shipping. Just use our promo code right there at the bottom on the scroll. Suns20. That's the new code. That's the new. Save yourself some bucks. Get a good gift for Father's Day coming up. You know, I think they'll appreciate that for sure. I've yet to give my review on the boxer briefs that I got from Manscaped. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
That's coming though. That's coming. I know you guys are waiting for it. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try those because I'm a big fan of another company. But I'm interested. I'm always willing to try new stuff. So
Yeah, man. So that's it. That's the deal, guys. Manscaped.com, promo code SUNS20. They have been super great with us running back this opportunity. So definitely spread the word and get ready for summertime because it is gonna get toasty. It's gonna get toasty. You don't want to go to the beach at all. Gotta be clean. Gotta be clean.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Moving forward. What else do we got to talk about, guys? If any of you guys saw what was going on just the other week, and you know, we got a lot of former players watch, a lot of former athletes watch, and I know we're all interested to know this NCAA settlement news that dropped, right? I mean, this was landmark stuff because it affects obviously student athletes moving forward, but also previous players, like I was saying. So, but here's the thing: it's a big landmark decision, right? What are they talking? They were talking about $3 billion. $3 billion was going to get paid back as far back as like 2016 players. And of course, revenue sharing moving forward, which is it. I don't know how you feel about the whole thing, James. I know we've talked loosely about NIL. Of course, sonsofmontezuma.com, our online shop. We do have NIL merch and different products, and we've done different efforts for players. But I mean, this is on such a whole nother deal. This lawsuit that has pretty this dictated this NCAA settlement, and I use the air quotes, the House Carter and Hubbard lawsuits. Just this morning, an article came out. This is by Michael McCann, and he was dealing with his perspective on this ruling, right? Because everybody got excited, talking about $3 billion revenue sharing moving forward. But he came with a different twist, and it kind of perked up my eyebrow, dude, because he's talking about it hasn't even, this is just what's been put out in the media. Like, there hasn't been a ruling yet. This isn't guaranteed. And I think a lot of people are kind of jumping the gun here. A lot of times when you see a settlement and like, listen, we're not law experts. I know I'm not a law expert. You know, James, you definitely have a lot more, legitimacy when it comes to talking about these type of issues. But a lot of times when you see like a settlement put out like that before it's even ruled on, you got to scratch your head a little bit and realize, okay, well, is this politicking going on? Is this, they're just trying to get their first narrative out there and control the story on what's going on. So basically the district court judge, they haven't granted the approval for this. There's still months and months of reporting information. I mean, discussions with former players. Like, there's so much that has to go into this before it's even offered. But how does it affect smaller G5 schools? How does it affect all Division I is basically who it's supposed to impact?
Yeah, when I initially read up on it, I was not a big fan of it.
Right.
Because it's basically forcing the G5 schools to carry a lot of the burden for the Power 5 schools as far as the restitution they're paying. And then as far as like revenue sharing, because first of all, I want the players to get played. I'm not against the players getting paid, but they're treating the G5 schools like Alabama. So revenue sharing, they're kind of putting them in the same group, even though Alabama gets, a significant amount of money more than the average group of 5 school. They're kind of lumping them in the same group as far as revenue sharing. So if there's going to be some type of revenue sharing, it should be based on like the TV contracts or something like that. there's the way they're talking about doing it is not very equitable at all for all of the group of 5 schools, and it's a bad deal. If it gets approved, it's a bad deal for schools like San Diego State.
Right. I think they were saying, what is it, up to 20 million a season? All the D1 schools were going to be on the hook for revenue sharing to all the student athletes moving forward, according to this settlement, up to $20 million, right? And you got to allocate that to all your different programs and the student athletes. And it's like $20 million. Okay, that's nothing for Alabama.
Yeah.
But how does that work?
Yeah.
How does that work in the G5 realm? Like, you can't really hold everybody to the same standards.
Exactly. How is a school like Middle Tennessee State going to pay that, or any of these MAC schools that have to take those body bag games just to keep the program going?
Yeah.
So $20 million for schools like that is a backbreaker.
Oh man. Well, one thing I know, this is why we really lobbied so hard for that stadium. Having Snapdragon Stadium was such a huge deal for San Diego County, for Southern California. Really reinforces their standing in athletics, right? And it's such a big deal. So, hey, we'll see what shakes out. But before anybody, thinks anything is done, still got a long way to go. And this court judge, I mean, who knows? According to this article, you guys can find it on Sportico. It's pretty interesting. He's kind of detailing how the judge may not even rule in favor of it, because there's just so much more. All the details need to really be combed through. I mean, anytime you see something, like I said, in the news so quickly, all this money. Well, what does that mean? That means they're able to give all that money. But does it really mean as much as you think it means? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Boy, this Padre game got away from us, man. I'm watching it out of the corner of my eye. I can't
even watch it, man.
I can't. But one thing I'm excited for with the season is EA Sports College Football 25. I don't know why they call it 25. I mean, the season's 24, but that drops in July 19th for all you gamers. We're definitely going to have the game out there for you to play at the tailgate. So come out to the tailgates. We'll have some tournaments or something going on down.
Oh yeah, I'm so stoked for this game, dude. I still play. I've got my PS3 right here next to me, and I still play NCAA 2013. I still play that all the time. So I can't wait for this one, man. I'm so stoked. I'm sure it's not going to play as great as I hope it is, but still, it's college football. It's going to have Snapdragon. It's going to have all the new uniforms and stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to have the players' names. That's kind of cool. I was never really about that when I played, but yeah, dude, I'm so stoked, man. This game can't come soon enough.
So you talk about NIL and revenue sharing and all that stuff. When it comes to EA Sports and this game, from what I understand, right? Tier 1 programs. So they broke down every team into tiers. Tier 1, 2, 3, 4, right? All that good stuff. And San Diego State, surprisingly, I mean, kind of surprised to me, because you don't see them in when it comes to revenue, stuff like that, but they are going to earn tier 2 money. Now, tier 1 programs, according to reports, are going to receive $99,000, roughly. Tier 2 schools are going to earn $59,000. So that's a big difference. That's a big jump. That's almost double. But tier 3 schools get $39,000, and tier 4 teams will make just under $10,000. And the way they kind of release these rankings were that schools receive 1 point for every finish in the final AP top 25 rankings. That's how they ranked them, is over this, how many top 25 rankings. And you think about the Aztecs, like, yeah, they've been incredibly successful over this last decade.
Yeah. Talk about getting lucky. We got good at the right time, man. If they'd have done this, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, we definitely would have been like a tier 3, tier 4 team.
Yeah, I think that's pretty dope, man. I mean, the ranking is pretty awesome. And the only teams in the top 1 ranking, I mean, there's only 14 teams there, something like that, top 10 teams, and then the rest. I mean, we're in the same ranking as a USC or a Florida State or a Texas, right? Some of these historical programs. So I like the way that EA Sports is breaking this down and allocating their money through there. I think that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair.
Yeah, that's good for the players, man. Let them get some walking around money.
So let me ask you this, James. Seeing this 4-tier system that EA Sports has developed for this revenue, I mean, does that give you any more thought to how the NCAA should be governing themselves? Maybe there should be some type of tier when it comes to, like, I don't know, promotion, relegation. NCAA in football has always been a no-brainer to me. There should be some type of promotion, relegation.
Promotion and relegation will never work in college football. First of all, because of greed, the power programs aren't going to let that happen. But also, you can make an argument for like historic rivalries and stuff like that. Let's say your rival gets demoted to the lower league. That's not good for the history and traditions of the program. The biggest thing for me is I think it needs to go back to the old. You probably don't even remember this. The old college football association, I think it was called. So all the TV contracts used to be handled by the College Football Association, and then all the money was put together and it was just dispersed evenly. So you didn't have like the SEC with their own contract and the Big Ten with their own contract. They all the TV money was put into one pot and it was dispersed to all the teams that way. That's the way it should be, but that's never going to happen again either because of greed, So that would have stopped all this realignment. None of this realignment would have happened. All of that stuff. So yeah, I think they broke up the College Football Association, like, I don't know, in like the 80s, something like that. And ever since like the late 80s, I want to say. And once that happened, like that's when you could see like the splintering of all the conferences and all the money moves started happening. So yeah, that's one thing I would love to see happen is like have a governing body, because the NCAA is supposed to be, but the NCAA has been gutted by all the Power 5 or the Power 4, excuse me.
Yeah.
So without that, there's never going to be any real equity in the game. But at least the only one bright spot is at least we got our spot in the playoff. It's a saving grace, because all that matters to us is what happens on the field. As long as the team can prove they belong on the field, like the money stuff will work out in some way. Like you mentioned, Snapdragon, that's a big thing that can make up for the lack of revenue in the TV side, and the having the name brand like Ohio State, Michigan, all the big name schools. Snapdragon, if we get it rocking, everybody's having a good time, and we're packing Snapdragon, the program will have money to compete. And as long as we can compete and have a chance at the playoffs, you never know, man. So that's all you can really ask for. That's what makes March Madness so great is, you have a chance at least on the field. And I think this having the G5 spot, even though there should be more G5 spots, but having one is better than zero. And we've had basically zero for ever since, the 80s, 90s. Since when did BYU win the national title? 91, something like that?
It was like 80, 84 or 5 or something like that. Yeah.
I don't remember when it was.
And that was kind of phantom too. That didn't really even count. Like, it really didn't. It was just a wacky year. There were no real like Big Ten or SEC teams. Like they all kind of ate each other up, and then BYU was just like, we're undefeated. No, that's been the biggest question. I'm glad you brought that up with like the whole college football playoff, right? I mean, does the G5 team that makes it in, let's say they're undefeated. I mean, are they going to always automatically be slotted in that last spot? That's going to be the next, fiery issue. No. Of course, all the teams at the top are going to be complaining they didn't make it in if they,
No, so the playoff seeding is going to depend on the college football playoff rankings. So just because of the G5 slot doesn't mean they're going to be playing the number one team every year. It just depends on if they're undefeated and like the number one team has one loss or two losses, they might be higher than some of the other auto bids from the Power 4 conferences.
I will believe it when I see it, K5 James. I will see it. Well, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to believe it. hopefully we'll have a lot to be excited about this new season. 2024 AZTECFAST summer is on its way. As we said, they are in their training, development, all that conditioning, all that good stuff. And we can't wait for it, guys. Guys, we thank you guys for joining this episode. We are going to be doing our best to give you guys what you want. James, you think you'll be back next Tuesday? You think we can do this thing next Tuesday? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm probably down. Trying to think if I'll be able to get some research done so I don't sound so stupid next time. Yeah, I'm gonna. As the summer goes along, I'm gonna try to make some more time and start doing some research and finding out who exactly is on the team. Now that we know they're probably this team here now is probably what we're gonna have come the fall. I'll start paying attention more closely and do some more research and not sound so uneducated next time.
Well, you know what? Next Tuesday, if you join me back again next Tuesday, you'll get a little more familiar with the team, because next Tuesday we will be unveiling our first NIL team member, and they will be joining us for a brief interview. So all you guys that are here for the stream for this episode, you're going to want to join us next Tuesday. We will be talking with an Aztec football team member. I won't tell you who it is yet.
Tune in to find out.
Exactly. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Sons of Montezuma, this is what we do. Talk all Aztec sports, the original home for Aztec football, basketball on YouTube, podcasts, NIL creator. This is what we do. Sonsofmontezuma.com. Make sure you go there. Make sure you are taking advantage of our Father's Day special sale. You can get 20% off there as well, on very select items for the man or father in your life. And we really appreciate it. We'll have some NIL gear coming out very soon for this year's team. We're very proud and excited, and we can't wait. AZTECFAST summer. Let's go. Let's get it going.
Get some golf balls for your golfing Aztec dad. That's a great Father's Day gift, man. Get some of those new golf balls.
New products out. Golf balls. We got the kicks. Got these kicks. I'd lick them, but I've already walked around on them, and can't forget the flip flop.
The chanclas.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you could buy them the smaller sizes for your moms too when she throws them at you, but or your wife, whatever. Thank you guys. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you next time. Until next time, sonsofmontezuma.com. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Peace.